Okay, so let me just freehand this. So the given is that we have this here and our angle X is between 90 and 180. So they said that X is between 90 and 180. We know that this is 90, that's 180. So our angle X would be somewhere in there, yeah? But here's the thing. In the actual problems, like for instance, this one here, by the way, you know how it says U? It should say X, because if they use X there and X here, that should really say X. That's bothering me, but whatever. Let's pretend that says X. So here, let's pretend it says X over 2. Now hold up though, look, because this says X, not X over 2. So what you can do is, if you want to talk about X over 2, you got to divide everybody by 2, because then that's X over 2. But then this tells you that X over 2, if I get rid of that, I don't need it, X over 2 is between 45 and 90. So we're in quadrant 1. So the point is that our angle theta is here. Really, I should just call it U over 2, whatever, because that's what they said. But now look, we're in quadrant 1. And remember that in quadrant 1, it's positive, positive. It's a positive X and a positive Y. Remember that the X coordinate is cosine and the Y coordinate is sine. So in quadrant 1, everyone is positive. Sine is positive, cosine is positive, and tangent is positive. And that's theta over 2. So here, when it says sine of theta over 2, whatever answer you get has to be positive. And by the way, I do agree with this one. Now over here, I think for cosine, you have to clean something up. For instance, you see that square root symbol? Careful with how you draw it, because if you look at your cheat sheet, that square root symbol should go all the way down and it includes the 2. But I think by accident on your work, I think you left the 2 outside the square root, but nuh-uh. So when you draw it, make sure you draw the square root really tall, because the 2 is inside the square root. See how right there? You want to make sure that little thingy goes all the way down, because that's going to change it. So you got to change this one. Now for tangent, the answer has to be positive based on the discussion we had. But these numbers are a little off, because if you look at sine here, that should be something a little different. So look for tangent. I like the top, but the bottom, look it over, because sine should be something a little different.